Hey Aquarius, it's Ronnie here tonight. I'm here to deliver your messages for the month of March. So, actually, I forgot to light this candle, so let's do that. You guys can see how I typically light my white candles. I have a little incantation that I wrote. It's a white candle burned, all harm overturned, the light of protection leading our ascension. Blessed be. And she's lit. Okay, now that we've got our white candle burning, let's start with what's on the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. So for you Aquarius, we have the Enchanter's Wheel in reverse. Now, regular Enchanter's Wheel is, all about cycles. It's just about the cycle of life, cycle of change. This, because it's in reverse, I want to say that you guys are stuck in more of a negative cycle, or you're feeling very suppressed because of the cycle of your life. It seems like things are turning in circles and you're starting to maybe get frustrated because you're not sure what you need to do to make it stop turning, make it stop doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, so there is a change that needs to happen here if you want to break out of this cycle that you guys are kind of stuck in. Okay, so let's get into that with our Five of Boons is our first card. This card can talk about, financial poverty. I like to think of it more as, the mindset of lack of focusing on what we don't have rather than focusing in on what we do have and what we can make with what we have. So it's like any 5 card, it's kind of associated with being disappointed in the state of things. So maybe your financial state is, it's not where you want it to be. You kind of feel like you're just lacking. Maybe you're making less money than you were in the past. And it kind of has to do with this Hermit card in reverse, as well as this White Heart card. But we'll go with the Hermit card. This makes me feel like, you guys, there are some of you Aquarians who are taking a big long rest, a big long just sit. You're like, I need time to think this through. I need to be by myself and do some self-exploration and just be comfortable and be happy in my lonesome. Because this is in reverse, though, it's like you guys have been sitting it out for a little too long. Reason you're lacking in the financial department is because you haven't been doing anything. You've decided to take a break from life. So yeah, there's that. And also tying that in with our White Heart underneath our 5 of Moons, it's kind of like you're fresh again. Like you've been so out of practice that you're now kind of naive and a newbie, and taking the step into into the forest, even though you're from the forest technically, it's kind of scary because it's been a while and you're more afraid of fucking things up, and because you're already in a state of lack, you don't want to take a risk. You don't want to, free fall and just try any old thing, because it could put you in a worse place than you already are. And next to this White Heart, we have our Child of Boons. Our Child of Boons is, this is giving me the sense that you guys are spending beyond your means. Like, although you are making very little because you are in, entry-level positions, or however else you can apply entry level to your situation, you're still trying to spend big. You're like, I got this little bit of money and I want to splurge on something that makes me feel good, rather than, building it up, saving it, keeping it like a responsible adult would do. But this is a child, you see? So there's really just a sense of innocence in this spread, but it's, maybe I should say, naiveness rather than innocence or ignorance, because most of you guys are adults. Not to shame you, but if you haven't been doing anything and you're literally out of practice, then yeah, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna feel like it's the first time again, and you're gonna be kind of frivolous and not responsible enough with your money, with your assets, with your relationship. If I try to combine this Child of Boons with our Hermit in Reverse card, this kind of gives me the sense that you're like, this is like a freeloading combination. I'm sorry if I'm calling you out, but if you are, taking from somebody else just so you can stay comfortable and stay stagnant and, just ride it out on bare minimum, it's irresponsible and it's unfair to the other person if any of you are doing something like that. Now, when I get to the Seeker of Visions, it's kind of like, this is your leading purpose behind this. The Seeker of Visions is, he's looking for that perfect moment, he wants to build his life around having his moments be all calm. Let me try to elaborate that with an example. Like, if I were to try to apply this to myself, I would love to build, an estate on a piece of land that I find is super beautiful, and then make money my own way and never have to leave and just sit there and be happy and be content. So the Seeker of Visions, he's very motivated, of course, but he's very motivated towards, the less, as society would tell us, impractical things in life. Like maybe your finances, your other areas of life are suffering because you're trying to find peace. You're trying to just be content in the moment at all times and, relax, even though it's kind of relaxing off of somebody else's back. Society exists, whether we want it to or not, Aquarius. I agree that it sucks, but sometimes this seeking of visions, seeking of our ultimate happiness, we have to incorporate some societal standards into that as well. You're gonna have to continue to work, you're gonna have to pay your bills, that sort of stuff. With the Seven of Visions underneath it, it's like this thing that you've been focusing on with the Seeker of Visions. Is it worth focusing on? If it's taking away from, everything else in your life, if it's making you literally stand stagnant just to stare into this, well that all your wishes are in, like, don't forget to keep living life while you're, caught in this little whirlwind, this well. You can't forget about the rest of your priorities in life, and it kind of feels like, you're being irresponsible just for the sake of, you're trying to milk You're trying to milk a situation for all that it is and act more naive than you really are. I kind of get the sense that, you know, everything you need to know is right here. But you can't focus in on just one of them. None of these are really going forward anywhere because they're all clouding up your vision. Yeah, we need more clarity. I'm getting, honestly, let's just put it Seeker of Visions and Seven of Visions. 2 challenges. I don't know if this is helping me or not. This kind of just tells me that you have, oh man, like there are 2 pathways in your head, okay? But in reality, there's only one. The other pathway, it's like you fabricated it in your head. I don't know. You've something in your mind. You've got yourself convinced that you need to be focusing all your attention on this, you know, emotional matter. Something's got you so thrown up emotionally that you can't make any decisions. You can't decide, you know, what your opinion even is, even if you're staring right at yourself. You couldn't tell yourself. So if you guys are, you know, focusing on something that gets you super, super worked up emotionally rather than focusing on building up, you know, financially or just, you know, you're going inward to focus on yourself so much. Maybe because your emotions are so worked up that, like, even when you go into yourself and try to focus on yourself, you're still focusing on that situation and maybe the people involved in that situation. So I kind of just, you need to realize that what is best for you is always going to be the answer, okay? I think that is all we are going to go with today, Aquarius. If you have any questions about it, honestly, feel free to message me, and I will take any and all feedback you guys have on the reading tonight. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great night.